Hey guys, welcome back to CLOWNFISH TV. This is Kneon. We're going to talk about the utter state of Marvel Comics and where Marvel Comics is a week after it was announced that DC was going to have massive layoffs, that Warner Media was going to reshuffle the comic book publisher. You have to wonder where this leaves Marvel in Disney's eyes, and it seems like it leaves them with a lot of gimmicks, a lot of basically everything that's wrong with comics right now. We're going to talk about that briefly. I feel like we're kind of on the Marvel Comics death watch here. I don't know how much longer Marvel Comics has to stay in business as a comic book publisher, or to put out the kinds of stuff that they've been putting out, because Disney is hemorrhaging money at this point. They're losing a lot of money. We've been covering this pretty much once a week. We talk about the theme parks, how bad things are with Disney. They're losing money. Obviously, from movies that are not getting released, they're banking on Disney Plus and this $30 Mulan add-on. It's pretty bad, and I just can't see them keeping Marvel Comics intact as it is for very much longer. I think it's going to go the way of DC, or worse. They might just job everything out. Who the hell knows? But I'm going to talk about a couple of Marvel stories here that Geeky actually kicked over to me that just shows the utter state of Marvel Comics right now, and it says like everything. So here we go with Marvel launching Eternals #1 with nearly 40 variant covers. 40 damn covers. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Wolverine taking a piss in Magneto's helmet. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. This is Marvel Comics' current year. So we're going to talk about that and the kind of news that's making the rounds in regards to Marvel. Nothing like, hey guys, let's get together, put our heads together, and try to save the comic book industry. No, it's 40 variant covers for the Eternals, and Wolverine taking a piss in Magneto's helmet. That is the major Marvel news this week. So we're going to talk about the Eternals. And I think this was a gimmick. Well, obviously it's a gimmick. It's 40 variant covers. That's literally everything wrong with Marvel Comics, the variant covers. But what they did, how they did this, they had an announcement trailer. And it made the rounds on social media and on many news sites as the Eternals trailer. Now, people are expecting it to be the movie trailer. They're waiting for an Eternals movie trailer. That's what they care about. And instead, they announced the comic. Now, I mean, the trailer's pretty well done, right? It's pretty decent. It's one of these motion comic type things. Did not get the amount of downvotes I expected it to. Yeah, but this says everything right here. Marvel, a new Eternal book to coincide with the movie. Everyone, I thought this was the movie trailer. That is what everyone thought. And if you look at it, that's how they keyworded it. That's how they keyworded it. A lot of these websites were like, first Eternals trailer. Check out the Marvel Eternals trailer. So of course it's going to get, hundreds of thousands of views because people think it's the movie. And as we've talked about before, Marvel's YouTube channel is very, very sad. It's very sad. The only stuff that performs is anything relating to the MCU and anything relating to video games, and for some reason Captain America. I don't know why. I don't know why. But if you look at their channel, for the most part, I mean, they've got 13.9 million subscribers supposedly on Marvel's YouTube channel, and a lot of their videos, 20,000 views, 28,000 views, anything under 100,000, anything under 200,000 on a channel this big is kind of a fail. Now, the Ultraman comic got 447,000 views. That's pretty cool. I might actually have to pick that up. Squid King is a huge Ultraman fan. In fact, he just finished watching Ultra 7. He's trying to go through the entire series. Look, an interview with Todd McFarlane. And it's only got 28,000 views. How the hell does Marvel Comics, 13.9 million subs, only pull that many views on videos? Who the hell knows? But yeah, the Eternals, it was kind of a bait and switch, I think, for a lot of people. But 40 covers. Coming from CBR, Marvel Comics is celebrating the upcoming release of Eternals #1 with 40 different variant covers featuring artists like Alex Ross And we've got J. Scott Campbell in here, John Romita Jr., Jack Kirby. I don't think that's new art. Joe Quesada, Scotty Young, and more. Basically, they're throwing everything at it because they're trying to make the Eternals popular. Because they've got a movie coming out. So they gotta make the Eternals popular in the comics. They did this in Disney World too. They had a big display in the it used to be One Man's Dream. I think it's called Walt Disney Presents. Their preview theater / Disney Museum thing in Hollywood Studios, and they had a big setup for the Eternals, trying to familiarize people with these relatively obscure characters that nobody gives a shit about, really. The general public doesn't give a shit about it, but we're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel now for characters. These are, like the Guardians of the Galaxy, they were kind of, C-list, D-list characters, and, Disney is going to pump a bunch of money into it and hopefully create a new franchise for themselves, because, they strip mined everything else. The Avengers are pretty much ruined, although I do like the looks of this. This is very Kirby. I do like that. Yeah, some of these covers aren't bad. They're not bad. I don't know if I'm interested in the comic, but the covers aren't bad. But this is literally Marvel Comics' current year. The only way they can get a sales boost is either they reboot something, cause some controversy, or just spam. Oh, there we go. Spam a bunch of covers. So they're going to sell a ton of Eternals #1 because people are going to go buy these covers. And they're going to be like, oh, it's Eternals #1 and the movie's coming out. I gotta get in on that. And I am really surprised more people weren't pissed off about the announcement trailer. But you go out here looking for news on Marvel, and some of the top stories is that Wolverine peed Magneto's helmet. We've got Native American Heritage Month with its own comic, and just a lot of like rando shit. I mean, there's nothing major. Like, I would be worried. If I were Marvel Comics right now, I'd be shitting bricks, because Warner Media, DC is, arguably doing comics better than Marvel Comics currently, and Warner Media is like, yeah, we don't care. We don't care. We're cutting. We don't care. And Disney is in worse financial shape than Warner Media and AT&T. Much worse financial shape. If I were Marvel Comics, I would be doing everything I could do. I'd be doing everything I could do to try to prove my value, my worth to Disney, because at this point, I don't think anything's off the table. Disney's going to look at this and be like, why are we publishing comics too? Why are we doing it ourselves? Why don't we just job this out? Let's just go find a company and they can deal with it. So yeah, of course we're gonna have freaking 40 variant covers, because they're probably telling Disney, like, we're gonna make you a bunch of money at the box office if the box office ever opens up again. We're gonna sell a bunch of these comic books, and then a bunch of people are gonna come to the movie, and you're gonna make $1 billion off of Eternals, if it doesn't just get dumped onto Disney Plus, right? But here's one of the big stories. This is one of the big stories in Marvel. Wolverine took a piss in Magneto's helmet. He took a piss in Magneto's helmet, and this is the page. Bleeding Cool had first gotten rumor that this colorful scene would be added to Wolverine 4, and got some pushback from Marvel X-Men fans who thought it was too crass to truly be part of the book. No. Welcome to Marvel Comics 2020. Nothing is off the table. Turns out the doubters were wrong, and Benjamin Percy definitely takes things there. It could have been much worse. It could have been worse. Talking gets in the way of doing, says Wolverine. Let the barbarian go, Charles. He is a mindless weapon, a blunt force instrument. And then he's like, blah, 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 don't insult or embarrass Magneto or endanger what we've worked hard to build. Wolverine's like, then you're probably not going to like the fact that I used his helmet as a piss bucket. Ha! 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 Anyway, this gets a whole story. This gets multiple stories. This gets a story on Bleeding Cool. Confirmed. Wolverine used Magneto's helmet as a urinal. This is a story. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? So this is the state of Marvel Comics, guys. It's not in a good place right now. You look up news on Marvel Comics, and it's mostly about movies. talking Spider-Verse movie, and I think we're looking at Disney giving them a couple more months until there's going to be some kind of a shakeup over there, like DC, maybe sooner. I mean, as we understand it, Disney is in much, much worse shape than they're letting on, but they're trying to put on a brave face for the investors so their stock doesn't tank, but it's not good. So Marvel will be getting the DC treatment here soon enough. I can almost guarantee it. Where the hell is Snowflake and Safe Space? Why haven't they turned up yet? Why haven't they turned up? All right, I'm going to wrap it up. We'll talk later.